Hello. Asians might accuse white people of being racist, but we have our own racism to confront. As the old Indian saying goes, you must take the log out of your own eye, because logs are dark brown and no one will marry you, you little mahogany-eyed outcast. And yes, I know older white people say racist things too, but many of them have been drinking for 30 years. What's their excuse? Asian racism runs deep across the continent. And so in this chat with Vietnamese Australian rapper Chong Ali, you're going to hear about the main types of Asian racism and what we can do to change it. Chong, what sort of racism is there within the Vietnamese community towards other Asian groups?
Vietnamese people are pretty racist, like, to be honest, man. Like, it's probably not something that's spoken about much in Australia, but in Vietnam, even like the racism between like the North and South.
Okay.
Stemming from the war.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So like, there's still like, I guess.
What is the attitude between North and South?
Oh, they just hate, like, the Northerners are seen as like stuck up, and the Southerners are seen as lazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the general sort of vibe. And then, and then outside of that, it's like Vietnamese and Chinese racism.
Yeah, what's the attitudes there?
So the Vietnamese people have always seen the Chinese people as like, it's kind of like an oppressor sort of vibe. And the Chinese people have always kind of been, this is generalizing.
Yeah.
This is the general racism.
Yeah.
Not everybody, obviously, but it's kind of like what the US has, the US's attitude towards Australia is like, they don't really matter, they're just there to do our bidding sort of thing.
Well, Australia knows that about the US, but at the same time, Australia admires the US and its culture. So is there admiration within Vietnam for Chinese culture, or is there contempt?
I think there's a little bit of contempt, hey.
How do they see them?
I think it's just because like there's just been so many years of China trying to, have their way with Vietnam. It's just, there's like, within like, I guess our generation or my parents' generation, there's always been that sort of, like, leave us alone sort of thing. Like we want our own independence kind of thing. But yeah, there's heaps of racism. I mean, even between, other Asian groups.
Yeah.
I'm guessing even
India's renowned for racism. We might have invented it. It's going way back in India.
Between who?
Well, there's a few types of Indian racism.
Okay.
There is colour racism, which people know.
Yeah.
So you see a marriage ad, it's fair-skinned or wheatish.
Yeah.
Colour racism is huge in India. And there's more Africans coming into India at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, in Goa, and a lot of Nigerians are coming in, and I think there's a bit of racism towards them, their black skin.
Yeah, right.
Again, we're generalising, like most people might be pretty cool, but there is this widespread attitude about dark skin and about colour.
That's true in Vietnam as well. Like, like when, this is a huge one, right?
Yeah.
When you have like a halfie,
yeah,
like a half Vietnamese, half Australian babies, all the grandmas like, oh my god, they look like an angel, the skin's so light. And it's like, what? Like, what? Since when did like less pigmentation mean like you're more of a prized human being? Like, I never understood that, man. So like,
that's right. I think the mentality used to be that if you had light skin, you worked indoors.
Yeah, right.
So they admired that because it meant you were higher status. But at the same time, if a Vietnamese person or an Indian, let's take the example of Vietnam. If they had a baby with a light-skinned Indian, wouldn't get the same prestige with it as a light-skinned white person.
I'm trying to do the maths in my head. Like, if you're a Vietnamese person had a baby with a light skin,
like a Shah Rukh Khan, a Bollywood star, right? So the baby's kind of light skin.
Yeah.
Do they still get the same prestige, or does it have to be with a white person?
It might. I think, but so with the Western world, like there is an admiration between like Vietnam and the Western world. There is this admiration. I think it's getting less so now, but there's always been that. So I don't know, like even with Vietnamese and Indian racism.
Yes.
In Australia, it's like, why do we hate each other again? Like,
I don't remember. But there's another aspect of Indian racism, and this is the racism that goes towards other Asians.
Yeah.
The idea is that India feels like it's an exporter of Buddhism and that culture, not just the religion, but the culture, some of the martial arts, the arts, the temples. Like there's Cambodian Hindu temples, Hinduism and Buddhism. So India sees itself as this provider of culture to the rest of Asia, including China. And it says, well, those are just recipient nations. We're the true spiritual providers of meaning to the rest of Asia.
Yeah, but that's so true. It is. And then like the rest of Asia is sort of like appropriated to suit their environment. You know what I mean? Like,
well, they've made it more comfortable. Like if a white person wants Hindu culture, they'll go to Bali, not Delhi, because you've still got nice roads and parks as well as the Hinduism.
It's like the safe version. Right? Yeah, it's like the whitewashed.
It's 101 Hinduism. In Bali.
Because the martial arts originated in India.
Some did, cutlery, didn't they? There was ancient styles that did.
Yeah, and then it got exported again, to China and from there elsewhere. So it really does. But I don't understand because I've never seen the racism between Vietnamese people and Indian people in Vietnam. I was born here, but I only see the racism between Vietnamese people and Indians in Australia.
What have you seen here?
It's just I don't know, for some reason. It's just like there's a barrier or divide there for some reason. Like it just feels like culturally we're so philosophically we're so similar.
Yeah.
But for some reason there's this bridge to gap. I don't know what it is, but there's like not a hate, but like there's we're not on the same level for some reason.
And I think maybe we bring different kinds of people over. Like this is my one lament that. When we bring migrants from India, we bring the squares, the accountants, the doctors, the lawyers, the high achievers. We don't bring a lot of the community workers, the artists, maybe those more empathic people who are good at building bonds.
Yeah,
we got the ones who wants to just, we bring the ones who want to just move to the suburbs, earn 6 figures.
You know what, man?
Have a high power life.
That might be what it is. It's like the competition aspect. Like we're here, like I'm competing. We're competing for like this life. Yeah. You're here. You're competing for the same life. Like yo, man. Like there's only one spot. Like you know what I mean? Like
that's true.
We're all competing against the white man, but I'm gonna win this race first before I can compete with him. Yeah. That might be what it is.
I think so. Because imagine how different it would be if we brought swamis and gurus and rickshaw drivers. Yeah. Would they do the same thing?
They'll actually be trying to influence culture and like pushing, like with the typical. With that sort of religion or the music even, right? And you're like, hey man, it's all good. Like, we just love. Let's get together. We're all the same. Yeah. Like, you know what? We are kind of all the same. Instead of like, get out of my way, man. I'm trying to make a buck. You're getting in my way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're more yuppies. We're high power. We've got to action. Got to win.
Yeah.
And it's good to talk about this because there's this mentality that Asians are just one happy family.
Yeah. Well, that's the face we put on when we're like, say you and I, right? We can have this conversation together. When there's no people around. Whereas if you and I would be to be out like somewhere at like a big sort of broadcasting company in front of a bunch of like white men, we're like, there's harmony all day. Like the whole of Asia, that's harmony, man. No, like we are one for real.
Do you know what I'd love to see? You know those Harmony Day photos where everyone gets in front of the mirror and smiles? I want to see a Harmony Day photo, right? But just before the flash goes off, everyone in the photo gets told the child is dating someone of a different Asian race. Like, it would be the most honest Harmony Day photo in history.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah. Everyone would be like, why are all these Asians crying?
Like at each other's necks.
Yeah. Because that's the reality, isn't it? There is.
Absolutely.
So India has this caste system where people are ranked. There's Brahmins at the top, which are like the scholarly, priestly class. Then there's Kshatriyas, which are the warriors. And Vaishyas, which are the merchants. And Shudras, which are the manual labourers. And then the untouchable caste. Terrible idea. It just started out as workers' guilds. Every society needed those main groups.
Yep.
But then the workers' guilds sort of became very fossilized and hierarchical. They became a hierarchy and it became a really ugly system. And it's still here today. Indians sometimes will ask you your last name as a sneaky way of finding out what caste you are. Yeah.
Damn, that's... Yeah, I've never even thought about like the caste, because I know it exists, but I never really, I guess, think about how its impact, manifests itself in Australia.
Yeah.
Like, what about is there any racism between like Indians in Australia versus Indians in India?
Yes, there, and this is a
Because that's like, we're getting real meta right now.
Yeah, well, Indians are the main source of migrants. Indians and Chinese are the main source of migrants now. So these two groups are coming together in a way they never used to before.
Yeah.
When I left India in the early 80s, we were like there's 3 Indian families in town. It's just us. But now you see a lot more clashing between the groups. I guess they're still friends, but they're very different. You know, like the Indians in India held on to more traditional views.
Okay.
But what I find is when I go back to India, I feel so white.
Yep.
Like, just because I don't have my rolled R's that we're talking about, and the breathy H, and my clothing, my attitudes. So I think, I feel that I feel caught halfway between the two groups.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that sensation?
Yeah, absolutely. There's even a guilt that comes with. I have white guilt when I go to Vietnam, man. I've grown up in this beautiful life that Australia has afforded me.
Yeah.
Through like no work of my own. I was just born here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I just have, like the best doctors, the best, produce, education, all that. And I go back to Vietnam and like, even my body shape is bigger, because I've been having the good food and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, like I'm so lucky that, like my parents decided to take this massive risk.
Yeah.
And I didn't take that risk. You know what I mean? And then I'm back and I'm like, oh, but I don't even speak Vietnamese. Like, well, what a payoff for your parents. You don't even speak the language.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you should at least learn to speak the language, you know what I mean?
But as you get older, do you pine for that country you left behind as a child?
Dude, yes. Because like when I went back there the first time, I was like, I've never been to Vietnam. I was born in Australia. I've never been to Vietnam, but as soon as I got there, I was like, oh, this feels like home. It feels like home. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like the other.
Yes. So
it's like, I still have that feeling with me, like, man, I want to go somewhere where I can just chill and be. But even when I'm there, right, they call me Yik Gil, which is like Vietnamese living overseas.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like a label. It's like, oh, you're a foreigner. Like, you just straight up call you a foreigner. Yeah. Like, even here I'm different. Like in the place where I look like everybody else, they can still pick the differences.
Yes.
Like, you're still a foreigner, mate. Yeah. Like, you still don't belong here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the tragedy as well. Like Indians use the word burger born for American-born Indians.
Sorry, bro.
No, that's what they do.
Man, the racism is so creative,
it's
man.
So creative. And it always involves food, doesn't it? Samosas and curries. And
bananas.
Yeah.
I'm a banana, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you were saying that concept of you don't feel like the other when you're back home. Yeah. That's the tragedy of brown on brown racism, I think, here, is because your group is already small if you're talking about Asian migrants. If it has to narrow down further to Vietnamese, then it has to narrow down to North Vietnamese, then North Vietnamese Buddhist. Your posse is like 6 people that you have to feel as family.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that's why it's so important for like, like the people that we export, or is people who are like thought leaders and like cultural leaders that they can say to you, hey man, just like, don't worry about all these labels. You know what I mean? Like, just like, get rid of all those labels. We're just people. You know, that sort of stuff. And that removes all the barriers and all the reasons why you shouldn't be getting along. You know? Because honestly, man, like, we're living in the best place possible. Like, we really don't have anything to fight about.
Yeah.
You know,
just relax.
Just chill, man. Like, don't worry about that shit.
That's right. People always find something to fight about.
Oh, dude, they love it. Yeah. They love that drama, man, because your life is so good. You need drama. Otherwise, like, you're bored, man. You know? Yeah. Especially, like, quarantine times, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, I think you're right. Like what you said earlier on. Like, if we just like expose ourselves to like the culture and the art of people from the different cultures and different countries, man, I think we'll get a better understanding of it.
That's the key to ending brown on brown racism.
That's it, man. Art.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, Ashwin.
If you want to hear more about Asian art and culture and techniques, some of the insider stuff that they don't talk about on Harmony Day, stick around this channel. There's a subscribe button below. Please click on it, and I will see you next time.